Now at noon, crews now repairing a stretch of highway closed due to a deadly accident. The very latest on their efforts. Plus, the House Select Committee investigating the attack on the U.S. Capitol is gearing up for a prime-time hearing on what they've discovered. We're previewing what to watch for tonight. And is a government pandemic program that provides Medicaid coverage to millions of Americans ending in July? We have our Verify team looking into the claim. And the systems in today's new cars can help prevent a crash, but research shows that technology can't stop every accident. A closer look at those findings, but first... Week 1 of the THV 11 Summer Cereal Drive is almost in the books. Chief Meteorologist Tom Brennan is live in Pine Bluff with more on that community's effort to feed hungry kids. Hey there, Tom.
Oh, we have had a great day here in Pine Bluff. It has been a fantastic day. The weather has held up. Scott Colbert held up his end of the deal, giving us a beautiful forecast. And we've had donation after donation after donation. I'm going to introduce you to some ladies here that have provided a nice check of $500. They came back to join us at noon. What's your name?
Penny Waddell.
Now, Penny, I know that your name is fairly long. I'm going to let you go ahead and give it to everyone. Go ahead.
We are here on behalf of the East Arkansas Conference Women's Missionary Society of the African Methodist Episcopal Church of the 12th Episcopal District.
Wow. How do you put all that on a check? Well, anyway, I want to thank you ladies for coming back out. I wanted to recognize your efforts. Big check. Thank you so much for coming out and donating. We're getting close. I hope we can make it. Where is Deborah? Deborah? Yeah, Deborah, I got 10 seconds, Deborah. Okay, I tell you what. Stay right. Come here. Come in here right here next to the check. We're trying to get up to 10,000 boxes. We're somewhere around 9,800, so we got a little time to get to 10,000. Don't disappoint, Deborah. Come out and give here in Pine Bluff. Back inside to you guys.
When it comes to the weather, there is absolutely no excuse not to get out there and go see Tom. He's battled the elements, thunderstorms, heavy rain, flooding, lightning. He's done it all this week, but today it's actually pretty nice outside. Take a look at your temperatures around the state. 81 right now in Little Rock, Russellville, and Clinton. It's 81 as well there in Pine Bluff. Your forecast today takes us a few degrees warmer up to 86. A nice mix of sunshine and clouds. There is a little bit of humidity out there. Pretty decent day to be poolside if you can. UV index, though, it is high. It's at a 10. That means the time it's going to take you to get a sunburn is only a matter of minutes. Be sure to use plenty of sunscreen. Tomorrow, not a good pool day. We're going to have some showers and some thunderstorms moving back into the natural state, some of which are going to be strong. We'll take a look at the latest forecast there. It's going to be a nice, dry and sunny weekend, but next week, folks, it's about to get really hot. I'll tell you the exact numbers coming up.
Thanks, Scott. Road crews are now working to repair a stretch of highway following a deadly crash that caused an overnight standstill. Crews were able to remove the 8 18-wheelers and 4 cars that were involved in yesterday's crash. But as you can see, drivers are still seeing some issues on the highway near Malvern. According to the Arkansas Department of Transportation, the crash happened near Friendship around mile marker 85. Officials say at least 3 people have died, and we have a crew following up on the accident and the issues it's caused for drivers. We'll hear from them tonight at 5 and 6. And it's a very big day for the Congressional Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The panel will begin to make its case to the American people tonight, live on primetime television. Skylar Henry has more on what we can expect from the hearing.
Tonight's hearing is expected to include never-before-seen video from a British filmmaker who was embedded with the Proud Boys, as that group allegedly planned and executed the assault on the Capitol. The DOJ has already charged 5 leaders of the Proud Boys with seditious conspiracy for their alleged role in the attack on the Capitol. The committee will also hear from Capitol Police Officer Caroline Edwards. She was among the first officers injured in the attack, suffering a traumatic brain injury.
I just remember at one point thinking, my God, this is a war zone.
Tonight's hearing is the first in a series designed to lay out the results of the investigation, which included more than 1,000 interviews and more than 140,000 records.
If the public thinks that they know everything, that's not correct.
Denver Riggleman is a former investigator for the committee. CBS News has learned the committee has deployed a series of investigative teams, a gold team focused on Trump's leadership group, a blue team focused on security failures, the delayed military response and police, a purple team on domestic violent extremism and the role of social media, a green team following money trails, and a red team investigating the rioters and their planning.
What I'm excited to see is how the committee puts all these separate sort of threads of the investigation together into one cohesive whole. What they're trying to show is coordination.
Committee members say that coordination,
this election was stolen,
started at the top. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President Trump this morning insisted again that the election was stolen. Also this morning, the FBI arrested 2 more people in connection with the January 6th assault, a Republican candidate for governor in Michigan and a Washington, D.C. based chiropractor. CBS News will be carrying tonight's hearing, which you can watch right here on THV 11. And meanwhile, the House is once again taking up gun legislation a day after it passed sweeping new restrictions last night. The bill raises the purchasing age for semi-automatic weapons to 21, bans large capacity magazines, and requires safe storage of guns. Opponents say the legislation violates the Second Amendment and prevents people from defending themselves.
No child, no parent deserves to live in fear of gun violence.
Democrat bills that we've heard this week want to take away my right to protect my grandchildren.
But with little chance of those passing in the Senate, a bipartisan group of lawmakers is focused on more modest reforms around background checks, mental health, and school safety. And for the first time in U.S. history, the average cost of gas surpassed $5 a gallon. That's according to price tracker Gas Buddy. For months, drivers have felt increasing pain at the pump, with some states like California seeing prices above $6 a gallon. And as prices reach the $5 mark, experts say they're unlikely to drop anytime soon. Is a government pandemic program that provides Medicaid coverage to millions of Americans ending in July? Ariane Till and the Verify team answer this viewer question.
The Families First Coronavirus Response Act was passed in March of 2020, and it barred states from disenrolling people from Medicaid, even if they otherwise would have become ineligible. In return, states received expanded federal funding for their Medicaid programs. As federal pandemic programs start to phase out, some are wondering what's going to happen to Medicaid. Verify reader Thomas texted us asking, is Medicaid coming to an end in July? So Thomas, let's verify. Our sources are the Department of Health and Human Services, the Commonwealth Fund, a nonprofit with a focus on healthcare policy, the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, a nonpartisan research and policy institute, and the Urban Institute, a nonprofit research organization focused on advancing upward mobility and equity. We can verify, no, Medicaid coverage will not come to an end in July. But what should be ending on July 15th is the rule protecting expanded Medicaid coverage during the pandemic. But people who have Medicaid won't lose their coverage on that day. That's because HHS told states it would give them 3 months warning before ending it. And that deadline passed with no word from HHS. According to a September 2021 blog post from the Commonwealth Fund and a March 2022 blog post from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, once the public health emergency ends, states can begin to redetermine the eligibility of people enrolled in Medicaid. HHS has given states 14 months to complete that process. A September 2021 Urban Institute report estimated that states could disenroll as many as 15 million people during that period for a number of reasons, including an increase in income or administrative issues. So no, Medicaid is not ending in July, but states will be able to redetermine your eligibility once the public health emergency ends. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
While we may someday have fully autonomous vehicles, safety experts say we're not there yet. A closer look at their findings about the self-driving tech in today's cars still ahead. Scott?
It's been a beautiful day all across the natural state. We actually saw a little bit of sunshine already. Here's the thing, showers and storms, they're back in your forecast tomorrow. We'll talk about that as well as some of the hottest temperatures we've seen all year long. Those details and more coming up.
Speaking of hot, I should say, things have been heating up a bit here in Pine Bluff. Look at all of the cereal that we have. 13 watermelon bins full of cereal. Earlier this morning, set a goal of 10,000 boxes. We're getting close. Hope to make it. We'll have more on the Summer Cereal Drive, and the locations will be next, coming up after the break.